Very good morning to everyone. Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank the Igbo congregation so graciously let me speak in front of all of you. And in our midst, also many members of different congregations in celebration of our newlywed couple, our Elisa, and first I'd like to congratulate them. And indeed, a very joyful time. And as we come to the close of 2014, it's only 2.5 weeks away. And this time is a time in which many of us would take time to reflect on what's going on this year. Whether is it good, whether is it bad. And many of us will take this opportunity to actually prepare for next year, make plans for next year. And some of us will even make the resolution to do what we want to do, to improve ourselves. And some of us might be happy, excited, looking forward to next year, whether you'll be starting in a new school, or you'll be going on to a new job, or you'll be having a new house, or getting married, having children. A lot of exciting things that might be keeping us energized and looking forward to next year. Well, some of us might be 2014 is a tough year, so tired, just feel like taking a break. Or some of us might be a bit lost, don't know what to do next year. Whatever it is, it's always a good time for us to take time to reflect and we plan for the year to come. With all this in mind, we also ever consider how we can do for God. And make so much plans for our earthly life, our family, our health, for ourselves, in our job, in our studies. And do we also take time to consider and look forward on how we can serve God? Whether are we excited that many things coming in 2015 I want to be part of? Can we make a change in the church? Or am I just tired, feel very burnt out, just like taking a rest? Or do we have no direction in what we can do to serve? But whatever case we might be in, I'd like to encourage everyone to really persist in the way. In 1 Corinthians 15 verse 58, therefore my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Just shortly ago, we read the parable of the sower, and I believe everyone is quite familiar with this parable. And how does it apply to us for our spiritual life? For the first type of heart, those that were sown on the wayside, those that hear the word but did not believe it, they don't do anything with it. Then what happens? Satan took it away. And to us Christians, we might fall into these three categories of hearts or soil. First, as you read off in Mark 4:16 to 17, Bible reads, these likewise are the ones sown on stony ground, who when they hear the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no roots in themselves, and so only endure for a time. Afterward, when tribulation or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they stumble. So this first group of Christians, they're happy when they first hear the word, and they obey. But after a while, because they have no foundation, they are not rooted in the word. So what happens? Persecutions and troubles arises. Immediately they stumble. They give up their faith. So we look in the second group of Christians is likened to the seed that was sown among thorns. And in verse 18 and 19, the Bible reads, now these are the ones sown among thorns. They are the ones who hear the word, and the cares of this world, this fullness of riches, desires for other things, entering in, choke the word, it becomes unfruitful. So the second group of Christians, they grew. However, over the period of time, what happened? Other priorities took place. They were more focused on their earthly life, for their own personal well-being, for their own physical well-being. What happens? They neglect the word, and it eventually becomes unfruitful. And the next group of Christians are likened to those seed that were sown among good ground. And in Luke 8 verse 15, but the ones that fell on good ground are those who, having heard the word, noble and good heart, keep it and bear fruit with patience. And indeed, these are the ones, no matter what happened, he kept the word. He endured. He had patience. And at the end of it all, they achieved more fruit. Some 30, some 60-fold, some 100-fold. So then comes to the picture. Why is there a difference between the first two groups of Christians and last group of Christians? What is the key factor that make the difference, that allow them to bear fruit? May I suggest to you the main key ingredient is persistence. The first group of Christians, when persecution came, they did not persist immediately, they just gave up and they stopped. The second group of Christians, they were so among thoughts. What happened? They were led away by other priorities. They did not keep on to their faith, did not persist, and they bore no fruit. But only the last group of Christians kept it and bear fruit with patience. And indeed, to encourage everyone in this assembly to be like this last group of Christians. No matter what happens, is to persist and to persevere. So then, why do we need to persist in living the way? I suggest you a few reasons. First reason is it makes us mature and complete. If you turn with me now to 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3 to 11. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3 to 11. Verse 3 and verse 4, the Bible reads, as this divine power has given to us all things that pertain to life and godliness, through the knowledge of Him who called us by glory and virtue, by which has given to us exceedingly great and precious promises, that through this we be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through us. So first of all, that's what we have learned this morning during Bible study, that indeed we are given all things that pertain to life and godliness. God has revealed to us what we need to do. And not only that, God has given us great and precious promises. And we are also partakers of the divine nature. So this is indeed good news to us, that we have everything we need to be like the seed that was sown on good ground. But what do we need to do? Let's continue reading on from verse 5 to verse 7. But also for this very reason, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, to virtue knowledge, to knowledge self-control, to self-control perseverance, to perseverance godliness, to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. And in particular, we know of these virtues that is to add to our faith, and to give all diligence. And in line with what we'll be focusing on today, one of the key things they need to have is the perseverance, or the English version of patience. It's indeed something that we need to develop. And what happens after this? We read in verse 8, for if these things are yours and abound, you will neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. So if we develop all these virtues, and one of them being persistence, or patience, or perseverance, we will be neither barren nor unfruitful. And this will not let us become those seed that are sown among thorns. So we have eliminated one kind of situation or condition what a Christian might have. Let's continue reading on verse 9 and verse 10. Verse 9, he who lacks these things is short-sighted, even to blindness, has forgotten that he was cleansed from his old sins. Therefore, brethren, be even more diligent So make your call election sure. For if you do these things, you will never stumble. So reminded again, for verse 5 to be diligent, and because all of these reasons, we furthermore have to be even more diligent to make your call election sure. And if you do this, we will never stumble. And this will mean that you will not be like seed sown on the stony ground. So we have eliminated two of the three conditions in which Christian might have. Because of this, and part of it, the main ingredient that we need to have is to persist, because it makes us mature and so now moving on to another reason why we need to persist is it actually affects our salvation. In Matthew 24 verse 13, the Bible reads, "And he who endures to the end shall be saved." And it's very simple. It's not those that endure for a while. It's not those that endure for most of the time, but rather, so it's those that endure to the end shall be saved. So persisting, enduring to the end makes us saved. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 4 to 5, the Bible reads, "So that we ourselves boast of you among the churches of God for your patience and faith in all your persecution and tribulations that you endure, which is manifest evidence of the righteous judgment of God, and you may be counted worthy the kingdom of God, for which you also suffer." So here Paul is writing of the example that the Thessalonians have displayed. What did they do? They actually endured persecutions and tribulations. And how did Paul describe this group of Christians in Thessalonica? Actually counted worthy of the kingdom of God. So only when we endure, then we're counted worthy. If not, we have lost our reward, and that is heaven. And that's something that none of us here would like to lose. So need to endure. And so Hebrews 10 verse 36, the Bible reads, "For you have need of endurance, so that after you have done the will of God, you may receive the promise." And we know the promise in Revelation 2 verse 10 is, "Be faithful unto death, and give you the crown of life." So the Bible has stated very plainly and clearly that enduring, and only by enduring, we can have assurance in our salvation. We can be counted worthy, and we can receive our reward, which is the crown of life. May I suggest to you another reason why we need to persist, and that is, it's the key to overcome persecution. In 2 Timothy 3 verse 10 to 12, this is what the Bible says. "But you have carefully followed my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, love, perseverance, persecutions, afflictions, which happened to me at Antioch, Iconium, and Lystra. What persecution I endured, and out of them all the Lord delivered me. Yes, and all desire to live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution." So Paul reaffirms that whoever lives godly will definitely suffer persecution, something that we cannot avoid. However, Paul recalled his example of the things that he has gone through in Antioch, Iconium, Lystra, how much persecution he has to endure. But what happens? Did Paul give up? We know that he did not. And what did he learn from all of his experience? Is that out of them all, the Lord delivered. It's not one, it's not some, it's not most, but out of every persecution that Paul has gone through, the Lord has indeed delivered him. And this is a really strong encouragement for us that whenever we face difficult times in our spiritual life, we might think that it's impossible to persist. Something like the odds are against me. How can I win against the world? We have examples here from Paul. What he has learned, has gone through so much, which we'll look on a little later. And out of everything that he endured, indeed, God has delivered him. So if God can deliver Paul, likewise, God can deliver us. And it's the key to overcome the persecution that we face. Next reason may I suggest to you is that it's expected of God. In Hebrews 12 verse 7, the Bible reads, "If you endure chastening, God deals with you as with sons. For what son is there whom a father does not chasten?" And for our parents here, we know that for the good of our children, we definitely want to discipline them. It's for their own good. And as children, we never like discipline, definitely. We have to do things our way. But at the end of it all, we know that what parents do to us, how they discipline us, is actually for our own good. And if we can see it in our own lives, our own family, how much more so than we being the family of God, we being God's children, God will definitely also want us to be the best we can, want the best for us. And because of this, we have definitely to endure. Because He corrects us, and the reason why He does it, because He loves us. So we being the sons and daughters of God, and to be counted worthy of the relationship that we have with our Father in heaven, we have a responsibility to really endure, because it is expected from our heavenly Father. And also in 2 Timothy 2 verse 3, "You therefore must endure hardship as a good soldier of Jesus Christ." And we know, as in any army, for an army to be effective, soldiers have to be well disciplined. But discipline doesn't come easy. Discipline comes with a lot of training, a lot of endurance. And only by enduring hardship, you can actually win the battle. You can hold on to your position. And in my 2 years when I was serving NS, the first 3 months, I was serving during my basic military training, I had just a little taste of what it is to endure, in a sense, hardship. Coming from a life that is well comforted, everything that I want is given to me and be well taken care of. And when I entered into army, the first 3 months was indeed a shock to my system. And do everything yourself. To wash your own clothes, get your own food, to wake up early, everything you're doing by yourself. And to me, being quite a pampered child, is something difficult for me to overcome. So to me, it's quite a different change in my life for that period of time. And I experienced a little bit of difficulty, a bit of hardship. And it's at the end of this 3 months training, I indeed really benefit much from this. How I become a bit more disciplined, I become more self-reliant and independent. So us being soldiers of God, soldiers of Christ, if we, as we can see in our lives, for a soldier to be effective in the army, we definitely have to endure hardship. So we as spiritual soldiers, we have to endure hardship and battle on with our Lord. So let's see a few reasons why we need to persist in living the way. It comes to the next question is persisting in living the way even possible? Is it just an ideal that is a dream? That it's just something that, wow, is a philosophy that can never be achieved? Or is it a reality? Let's now look at some examples in the Bible. of how human like us, what did they do when they face difficulties. And the first example I'd like to suggest to you is Nehemiah. In the beginning of this book, Nehemiah had an objective in his mind, because in chapter 1 verse 3, read off that he knew of the condition of Jerusalem, where the people were in great distress and reproach. In the city of Jerusalem, the walls were broken down and the gates were burnt. And because of the very poor condition and the suffering that Jews had to go through at the time they were under captivity, so he had this desire. And you read on in verse 4 to verse 11 of chapter 1, he prayed to God. And first of all, he interceded to God on behalf of Israel, confessing their sins. And then he remembered God made a promise to the Jews that if they remain faithful, or if they obey His commandments, no matter how far they are, God will definitely bring them back. So he had a desire to restore Israel. And with him being the king God's pharaoh, he wanted to do something. He wanted to obtain the king's favor so they could go back to Jerusalem to rebuild the wall. But then, his journey to accomplish his mission, it's not an easy one. In chapter 2 verse 19, first of all, he was despised by others. When the governors in the region, Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem, heard of his plan, actually laughed at him. And not only that, in chapter 4 verse 1 to 3, read off, when the wall was built up to halfway, and then they mocked him, saying, he's trying to revive stones from heaps of rubbish. Even if the fox goes on the wall, they will break down this stone wall. So how much ridicule has gone through from his enemies. And not only that, after that, the enemies conspired to attack them in verse 7 to verse 8. And because of this, they had to split the workforce into two, half to guard and half to continue building the wall. And it was not an easy task at all. And in chapter 5, read off that he had an internal conflict that had to be resolved. Because at that time, there was a great outcry among the brethren, where they were judging interest against each other, so much so they would sell their own children as slaves. This is something that they should have done. And he still had to deal with this problem while he was still rebuilding the wall. And further on in chapter 6, verse 5 to 7, he was accused of rebellion. And he was being accused of rebuilding the wall so that he can become king. And he's trying to sow discord between him and the king. And not only that, in chapter 6, verse 10 to 13, read off that enemies tried to destroy his reputation, tried to trick him, saying that enemies are out to hurt him, and so hide in the temple, so they can give an opportunity to prove to these people that he's a coward, that they should not follow him. But Nehemiah did not give in to these threats, continuing on to labor on with the people. And at the end of all this, they see his victory. In chapter 6 verse 15, that the war was finished in 52 days. And reflect and recall again all the things that they endured for these 2 months. There's indeed a lot of challenges. But nevertheless, because he persisted, he didn't give up. Encourage those that were among with him. And they finally managed to complete what they started off as finishing the war. Because of this, enemies were afraid of him, as we look in verse 16. So let's see one example of how Nehemiah is really endured. He persisted. Now let's suggest to you another example you can learn from. That's from the New Testament. It's none other than Paul, the apostle. Much has gone through in his life, and let's read of what he's gone through. In 2 Corinthians 11 verse 23 to 27, is what was being written. Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am not. In labors more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequently, in deaths often. For from the Jews I sent and received 40 stripes minus 1. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. A night and a day I have been in the deep. In journeys often, in perils of water, in perils of robbers, perils of my own countrymen, perils of the Gentiles, perils in the city, perils in the wilderness, perils in the sea, perils among false brethren. In weariness and toil, in sleeplessness often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness. And indeed, this is a very, very long list of very difficult circumstances that Paul had to go through. Imagine just going through one of it can easily shake our faith. And Paul has gone through every one of it. He has persisted. And at the end of it all, he could say in 2 Timothy 4 verse 7, I have fought a good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. And this coming from the person has endured so much. It's not an easy journey for him. Indeed, he has fought a good fight. So if Paul can do it, how about we, which might even suffer any one of these persecutions from you? We definitely can do it. And the next example I'd like to share with you is definitely none other than Jesus. We know how much our Lord and Savior has suffered for us on earth. And just looking at the last few moments of his earthly life, before he was led to the cross, you see how much he has gone through just to bear our sins. He was first betrayed and forsaken by his disciples, being falsely accused, spat upon, beaten, scourged, first being driven into his head, being mocked and humiliated, and to bear the heavy cross to Mount Calvary, where he will be crucified there, and there is also thirsted. This all happened within just a few days. And before this, he knew what was going to happen. He also had a choice when he was about to be captured. Read in Matthew 26 verse 53 to verse 54. Or do you think that I cannot now pray to my Father and provide me with more than 12 legions of angels? How then could the scriptures be fulfilled that he must happen? We know Jesus being God himself. He has the power, it's all authority given to him. And when he was about to be captured, he easily called the angels to help him. But what did he remember? He remembered the scriptures. He remembered what God has given him, the mission that he had on earth. Just slightly before he was captured, when he was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus, being God himself, able to foresee the future. He knew how much he has gone through, how much physical pain he has gone through. Not only that, to be humiliated. He, being the King of Kings, being God himself, had to be humiliated by those created by him. Because of God's will, because of his love for us. When he was praying to God, what did we read of? In Matthew 26 verse 39, what he said? Not as I will, but as you will. You can see how much faith Jesus had. How he was completely obedient to God. And because of this, he overcame his difficulties, and he indeed arose and gave us the possibility to have salvation. So we have seen an example of Nehemiah, Paul, and Jesus. So you can say with much assurance that persisting is definitely possible. It is achievable. So then comes the next question is, how do we then persist in living the way? Let me suggest to you a few ways you can do it. And first of all is to remember the purpose why we need to persist. Just to recap, makes us mature and complete, affects our salvation, is the key to overcome persecutions, and is expected by God. So to make it easier for us to remember why we need to persist, just remember that you can make it. M-A-K-E. 4 reasons why we need to persist. Next, let's also make plans so that we can persist in living the way. We know this phrase: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And in my line of work, being a project engineer in a local company, planning is very crucial in my life from day to day. Because I deal with is oil and gas industry, and if you fail to deliver your product, which my company does, we fabricate pressurized equipment, oil and gas industries. So if delay one day, the consequences to the refinery is they lose millions and millions of dollars. So to prevent that from happening, lots of planning has to be done. And this would say that's actually my bread and butter. So imagine your own lives, your own workplace, and even in studies, we always make plans. So how much more when it comes to our spiritual life, all the more we need to make plans. And I suggest that we set objectives with specific goals and we have to work on it. There's no point saying that I'm going to do this, but then you can plan, you don't set milestones, you don't set targets. So for example, let's say you want to improve your Bible study. I suggest that if you haven't even started at all, you can start off by taking time out, dedicating maybe a Saturday night where you are free to start studying the Bible. And from then on, continue to work on it, improve on it, day by day, set better targets so that you can ultimately reach what you want to have. And we know that you need to study the Bible every day. Another example is you like to pray more, want to pray better. We could, first of all, set aside a time and dedicated time each day where we are clear of distractions and make it a point to pray to God. And if you don't know what to pray, you could also take down what has gone on the day ahead, what has blessings that God has given us. And you can remember the needs of the brethren or the church, and you sit down so that when we come to God in prayer, we actually can submit our petitions to Him. And if we desire to be more evangelistic, we could, first of all, find someone who is close to us and share the Bible with. And we set goals, we set targets, to make arrangements to share the Bible with the person. Or if we could, we also take part in the churching effort and so do whatever we can so we encounter people to really share the word with them. And no matter what need we want to improve on, we can definitely make plans. At least encourage everyone to do that. Another way in which you can persist in living the way is to remember that it is achievable. Nehemiah, or Jesus did it, so can we. We need to make what seems to be impossible become possible. And not only that, it's actually achievable. So let's remember this. And another way is to encourage each other. In Hebrews 10, verse 23 to 24, the Bible reads, "Let's hold fast confession of our hope without wavering. For He who promised is faithful. Let's consider one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some, exalting one another, and so much the more as to see the day approaching." So first of all, we are encouraged and reminded to hold fast our confession, to hold on, to endure. Not only that, we need to consider each other, so they can serve each other for love and good works. And what's the reason why we do that? Because we know the day is coming. The judgment day is coming. We will be held accountable for everything. So let's encourage each other. And also in Galatians 6 verse 1 and 2, brethren, if a man is overtaken in any trespass, you are spiritual, so such a one is built of gentleness. Considering yourself, lest you also be tempted. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. So those among us, if you see a brethren who is struggling, let us help them and restore him. And why we need to do that? Because by doing this, we are actually fulfilling the law of Christ. We're fulfilling what we need to do, which is to love our neighbors. So, we really like to encourage everyone to encourage one another. And I'd like to introduce to you a real life example. A person called Derek Waymon. He's not a Christian, but I'm using his example as for learning. He's actually a British athlete, and he competed in the 1992 Olympic Games. And this is what happened during his 400-meter semi-final race. So this Derek is actually the one in white and blue pants, which is this guy. Okay. So he was competing and trying to complete the race, and suddenly something happened. He actually tore his hamstring, so much so that he cannot continue the race. So as the race persisted, he's in much great pain. However, what did he do? Continue to run, step by step, continue to try to complete the race. And then suddenly a man came up, and this man is actually his father. So he's here to help his son to continue the race. You see how much pain he's going through. Not just the physical pain, also the disappointment that he can no longer beat this race. And officials came trying to ask the father to leave. That's his response. So he did not let the auspicious do what they want, but continued to help his son. Another king. Nevertheless, step by step, both father and son continued on to try to reach the finish line. And finally, both of them crossed the line, and the crowds gave them a standing ovation. So we can see that through this example, it's indeed very important to encourage each other. And because of this, we actually used their example and made an advertisement out of it. And in this advertisement, there was one line, and this is what the advertisement says. He and his father finished dead last, but he and his father finished. And this reminds me of the passage in Matthew 19 verse 13. But many who are first will be last, and last first. We might think that our life here on earth, trying to live paper life is very difficult. With those who are in the world, there is so much success, so much comfort in their lives. And what did they do? They take the easy way out. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they backstab, do all kinds of things to get their own gain. It might seem to it that they are first in the world, that the world also adores them and follows after them. My brethren, let's remember who is first in the eyes of God. Is it those that are rich? with those that are powerful? Unlikely. I will say for sure no. But rather, anyone being a Christian, so they be faithful to Him. He is the one that's considered first in the eyes of God. We need to really encourage each other to do what we need to do. Lend a hand to help one another. So as we prepare for coming 2015, let us really continue to persist in living the way, to continue to remain faithful. And as long as we persist, we will be like the seed sown on good ground. And we will not stumble, we will not be unfruitful. And let us not forget why we need to persist on how we can make it. And let's make specific plans to improve ourselves and our service to God. And let us remember that it is achievable. Persistence is definitely achievable. And so let's encourage each other. And as we close for today, in Hebrews 12 verse 1 to 2, therefore we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us now lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and sat down on the right hand of the throne of God. So for my brethren, we need to continue to persist in the race. We may not see the finishing line yet, but we know it's there. And we know what's the reward we have in store ahead of us. That's eternal life. It might seem that what we're going through now is going at a slow pace. So it's like, where's the finish line? I can't see it. But then, let's be reassured that it is there. What we need to do is step by step, slowly walk towards the finishing line. And for those of us who are feeling tired, and stop by to rest, I encourage you not to stop too long and to continue to be part of the race again. Continue to work together with the brethren among you. And for our friends who are here among us, there's only one way in which we gain eternal life, and that is to be part of the Christian race. In John 14 verse 6, Jesus has said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus is the only way you can have eternal life. And further down in verse 15, Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So to be part of the race, first of all, you have to believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And He came to this earth to sacrifice for us, and we have remission of our sins. According to that, you need to repent, to make a commitment to change your lives. And not only that, you have to confess publicly among people, confessing that Jesus is indeed the Son of God. And by obedience through baptism in the water we pray. So only then you can actually be part of the Christian race. So my brethren, my friends, let us really remember what we have in store of us, and that is eternal life. Life is tough, no doubt, but we need to persist, and we can persist. So whatever need you may have, you need the help. Definitely the leaders here will be able to help you. And let's really continue to hold on to each other, encourage each other to try to walk this Christian race. And now stand as we sing a song of encouragement.
The Lord and hills of life, Christian soldiers rise. As the battle heaven earth shall fill the glowing skies. Against the foe in liberty, know that all our strength behold. It is the victory we know. Never will Oh, glorious victory that overcomes the world. His banner over us is love, much for the word of God. We tread the road, the saints above, we shout from triumph's cross. By day and night the world we tread, set over every field. The faith by which they conquer death is you, our shining shield. Faith, the victory. Faith, the victory. Oh, glorious victory that overcomes the world. To him that overcomes the foe, my raiment shall be given. Before the angels he shall know his name.